Game begin.
Well, good morrow, gentle folk. It's been far too long since I've done one of these here aquaponics updates. Let me show you what's going on. A lot of catching up to do. So I went out of town to hang out with the refuge medical folks, and while I was doing that, well, actually, it was shortly after I got back, all the fish here in the front yard aquaponics up and died over the span of the last day I was there. One of them died at towards the end, just as I was getting in at the airport, and then a couple more. And I think, it could have been a million different things. It could have been water quality. It could have been temperature, because it was the first few days that we had that were really good and hot. Could have been a number of different things, but I just kind of addressed all of them at once by rebuilding this bottom part. I cut the hole a little bit smaller than I did the previous time, so I don't need that stupid chunk of 2x4 in here keeping it from collapsing, at least so far. I fully taped some dollar store automobile windshield screen, or reflector, so it doesn't get hot in your car. I don't know what they call them. And then I put it on some blocks and got lots and lots and lots of diatomaceous earth all around, what for the killing of the ants. That is one of the factors that, I don't know, maybe could have possibly contributed to the fish not being healthy. But I washed all the media, pulled everything out that was there, and replanted the jalapeno that had been in there already. Trimmed it up a little. Right now, I don't see a whole lot of ants on here. I've been battling them for a while, and I'm not sure if I even should, because they're pollinating the flowers, which, obviously you need that to get some fruit. And, we like this spicy jalapeno fruit. But on the other hand, they also bring aphids and just cover the thing in aphids. I've read a lot of different stuff about a lot of different ways to get rid of them. Diatomaceous earth does kind of seem to help, but only after a long time. It takes a while. And you want to cut down the number of routes that they have to get up there. They're mainly taking, there's one right now. They're mainly taking this route. Seems like they make more movements when the water is at the bottom rather than when it's at the top. Which brings me to one of the other methods I use to control it, which is I just spray the plant with high pressure water. Read that on, I don't know, probably Reddit or something, and that actually works pretty good. It just blasts all of them off of there, which of course, there's thousands of them, but you blast them up against the wall and make them lose their way, and those ants go away. You keep doing that over and over a couple of times a day, and they don't have nearly as many ants to send out, and there's not as much trail left for them to follow, and it seems to be a relatively effective way of taking care of them that's not going to harm the fish in the bottom. But let's get out to the back. And here in the backyard, we got this monster of a shard. This stuff is also shard, several different varieties here. I really like how pleasant the structure is of this. It just looks visually pleasing. Just for a little scale here, look how incredibly big these things are. It's a banana for scale, This side isn't getting quite as much light. It's still hot. So I think I might take all the stuff out of this side, and probably wash the media, replant with something different. I'm not sure yet. But this time of year is always a challenge, because you have to kind of balance the light and the heat by giving it shade and not shade, and I don't know, all that. And then, of course, down in here, the tilapia are getting pretty big, little chunks. They hate the light. Going through lots of water these days. It's hard to say. I'm not exactly measuring, but you know, it gets down to, you can see like it is right now, where that's as if on cue. That's perfect timing, so you can see that how far down it is. I like to get it within like an inch or so of the drain pipe there. But today's probably a good day to add some more water again. Maybe tomorrow. But I've been having to add water, that quantity of water, about once a week or so, probably, I think. So, just as a guess, I'm thinking that's probably about 30 gallons of water once a week. It's a good amount, mostly just through evaporation through the leaves and all of this stuff. It's mostly just the biomass that, because when I set this thing up to begin with, I had the small one in the front yard running, and there was a whole bunch of beans in it. And when I set this thing up, I expected that this one would evaporate more water out of it than the other one, on account of there's more surface area on all the media. Like the main thing that is going to evaporate from is all those rocks every time it floods and drains. There's so much surface area there that I expected a lot of evaporation. And it does. It evaporates more when there's enough plant material in there. But when it was brand new and there was no plants in it, there was less evaporation from this large one than there was from the small one in the front, because it had all those beans in it. The green beans were evaporating quite a lot of water out of here. But that's pretty much the state of things as it is. Oh yeah, and as we often do with these aquaponics updates, today we're going to give away the Primary Arms SLX 3X full-size magnifier. With I guess we can kind of do a sort of mini gun boxing here if you want. And if I'm not careful, a quick little dunk test on account of the one-handed operation. But this here is the, like I said, the full size. You probably won't be able to see anything through it. I can see through it. It's a 3X magnifier. It's got that type of mount there. I think that's like an H1T1 type, I think. Oh wait, no. What is that? Yeah, I think that's the H1T1 type mount. You'll have to look it up. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give this one away. Shipping is on me for any Patreon member. Now, do me a favor, and if you have gotten something free earlier, just give it like a day or two for somebody else to get a shot at it. But otherwise, whoever the first person is to message me through Patreon saying I'll take it, I will ship it to that person. You can get a membership with me for $1. Just head on over to my Patreon. It's only $1. There's lots of extra stuff in there that you don't see on the regular ARFCOM channel. So if you really like seeing stuff from this channel, or if you want to see a lot of the behind the scenes stuff from what we do for ARFCOM, you should definitely subscribe to my Patreon. Why? Because I like money. And I love you.